Good evening, Tallahassee. I'm student meteorologist Tyler Sherritt here with your Thursday edition of FSU weather. Right now, we're sitting at 91 degrees here in Tallahassee, mostly cloudy, but it feels like 102. That's because we have very high dew point temperatures here, but not the rain to cool us down. You can see most of the rain is situated to our northeast in Valdosta right now. They have a severe thunderstorm warning, but we really haven't experienced much of that here in Tallahassee. Zooming out to the rest of the southeast, you can really see these thunderstorms building up in Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina as well. And then to our west, we see this dry line here that we're going to get into later on in the show. Very dry conditions west of it. Eastward, we have more humid conditions. FAR 3-day forecast here in Tallahassee. Those rain chances are finally going to start to die down as those temperatures start to pick up. But we're going to talk about how this ridge is going to build in. The high pressure is going to bring hot and dry conditions, and our heat indices are really going to pick up as well. But Zach's going to give us a closer look at the southeast.
All right, I'm excited to talk about the southeast today because we have a lot going on here around the area. Here in Tallahassee, we're seeing 91 degrees currently. We're seeing a lot warmer temperatures over here in Texas. In Lubbock at 99. Earlier, they were seeing reports up to 101. And looking at the dew points, we see higher dew points over here in the Florida, Alabama, Georgia area. But all the way over here, we can see this dry line right here. And we're actually seeing a dew point of 21 in El Paso. That means there's not a lot of moisture in the air there at all. And we have a lot of moisture over here blowing in off the Gulf. So we're feeling those very humid conditions out there. As a result, we're seeing high heat indexes around here. We're seeing 102. Feels like temperature here in Tallahassee, 105 in New Orleans. Look at San Antonio all the way at 110. But we can see a little bit cooler temperatures around Lubbock and El Paso, 93 and 94, because they are on the other side of that dry line and they're not getting that Gulf moisture out there. And looking at this wind speed, we are seeing those winds push up off the Gulf, as I have mentioned, and that's showing the moisture that's flowing in. But as we can see over here, we can see that convergence where that dry line is, and we're seeing a little bit of moisture coming in off the Gulf, but right over here there is not that moisture coming in, so that's why it's so dry and low dew points over there. And here's our dry line that we're seeing. So we're seeing lower dew points on this side, and we're seeing higher dew points on this side. It's really separating that dry air from that moist air. Looking at the storm outlook over here around the Charleston area, South Carolina, North Carolina, they are under an enhanced risk for storms later, and they are starting to see a few thunderstorm warnings pop off around that area. And we are seeing those thunderstorm warnings right here. Look at this line come across. All the orange that we are seeing are those thunderstorm warnings right there. And we just saw one around our Valdosta area pop up just a little bit before the show started. And so that had just started around there, and it will continue to be firing up out there. And looking more regional, we're not really seeing too much happening here in Tallahassee. We're staying mainly dry. Most of the showers are to the north of us. And as I said before, we're seeing those thunderstorm warnings, but we're seeing severe thunderstorm watches around the area there. The next 24 hours, we can expect those rains to continue, and we can expect to dry out over the next few days. And I'm going to now pass things off to Tyler.
Thanks, Zach. Here in closer to home in Tallahassee, here closer to home in Tallahassee, we're not really seeing this rain come towards us. In fact, we can really kind of see it always going to the north or the south of us in Tallahassee. We haven't really gotten much of that today. The rest of the panhandle has seen that rain. Zooming in, we're not really seeing anything at all at the moment. Some cloudy conditions, but that's it for Tallahassee. And then as we move up towards to the north, we see those severe thunderstorm warnings in South Georgia, north of Triton, here in Albany, and then also here in Valdosta, experiencing these severe thunderstorm warnings. As we move further south and east to the Big Bend region, most of the rain has really cleared out. A little bit of rain closer here north to Trenton, but that's about it. But all of these severe thunderstorm warnings and watches are mostly situated in South Alabama and South Georgia. We have two counties here to the northwest in the Big Bend region that have the severe thunderstorm watch. But Tallahassee, we don't really have to worry about that right now. We have cloudy conditions. It's 91 right now, but it feels like 102. It's very, very, very muggy outside, and we don't have really any rain now to help cool us off. All throughout the region, we're in the low 90s to upper 80s. Valdosta right now sitting at 78, getting cooled by those thunderstorms rolling through right now. And these dew point temperatures all throughout are very high. It's very uncomfortable outside, especially when you get closer to the coast. St. Mark's sitting at 79 degrees right now for their dew point. Carabel also sitting at 79. As we move northwards, those dew points start to drop a little bit. It feels a little bit more comfortable, but not by much. And here, all throughout Florida, the only place that doesn't feel like it's 100 degrees or over is Quincy at 96. And I wouldn't even really say that's comfortable either. In St. Mark's, it feels like 106 right now. They're really feeling it. Valdosta feeling a little bit better at 81, but they have those thunderstorms right now. All this moisture is coming from the Gulf right now, bringing pretty breezy conditions for the whole Big Bend region, but it's not really making it much comfortable for us. It's really bringing us more moisture than helping us cool off. Looking at our national view here, we see this dry line we talked about before, a lot of moisture to the east of it, and of course these severe thunderstorms here in Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina. As we move towards the northwest here, there's some storms building up in Montana as well. But in the next 24 hours, we can really expect this rain to move out tonight and start to clear out the skies a little bit. As we get into the late morning hours, the cloud coverage is really going to build up, and we're going to see some scattered showers roll throughout Tallahassee for the rest of the day, moving into the evening. Tonight, we're going to be sitting in the mid-70s, so pretty much the entire Big Bend region. And as we move into tomorrow, those temperatures are going to pick up into the mid-90s. Rain chances are going to be around 30% for Tallahassee. Looking at the week ahead, the rain chances are really going to drop and temperatures are going to pick up as we move through the weekend. But now Zach's going to give us a look at our national picture and tell us what's going on around the rest of the country.
We're taking a look at our national temperatures right here. We're seeing some hundreds on the map, looking at Phoenix, 100 degrees, but a little bit more north, we're feeling a little more comfortable up here. Portland, 65, Seattle, 67, and here more locally, we're looking at 91 here in Tallahassee. And those dew points, we can see that dry line right here. Right around San Antonio, we're seeing dew points of 77, but then over in Albuquerque, we're seeing 27, quite a contrast, and that's as a result of that moisture that's flowing off the Gulf, and we don't have any of that Gulf moisture over here more towards the west. And we're looking at some low pressure systems. So we have a low pressure system over here sitting over Montana, and we're seeing some showers around there, and we're also seeing a low pressure system over here around Iowa as well. And looking more regionally into the southeast, we are seeing an enhanced risk for showers around South Carolina and North Carolina, and that area is going to move over the next few days. And we're seeing severe thunderstorm warnings associated with those, and we can see this line of showers come. We have that pop-up shower that just came up in Valdosta a little while ago, but that's the closest area to our region that's seeing some of those thunderstorms. We're fairly clear here in Tallahassee. And we do have some flood alerts. We have some flash flood warnings around the Great Lakes area, and we have some flash flooding watches issued around the Mississippi River area, Arkansas rivers, and up towards the northeast, we do have some issues with flooding to be aware of there. And down here, more towards Tallahassee, we're not seeing too many showers here. Most of our showers are to the north of us, and they might try to creep in around the 11 o'clock hour, but we might be looking at mainly cloudy conditions, maybe just a splash here and a splash there. And looking at our storm outlook for today, we have Omaha over here where the College World Series is actually going on. They are under a slight risk, and that's only going to get worse for tomorrow's games actually. Tomorrow, it's going to be a lot more centered, and it's going to be a lot more spread out where they have that slight risk of severe storms right there. So if you're out at the College World Series, you want to watch out for those showers coming in tomorrow. Maybe the game might get delayed a little bit, something to watch out for. Over the next 24 hours, we have this system up here towards Billings, and it's actually dropping a little bit of snow up in the Rocky Mountains up there, something a little unusual for the summertime, but the Rockies are so high elevated, so we are able to see that snow there. Not too much in Tallahassee. We have all that weather that is happening a little bit to our north over here. And that is just going to continue to push through, and we can see this line around Kansas City start to move through. That's that severe weather around the Omaha area that might be moving in through tomorrow morning and through the evening to watch out for if you're at that College World Series. And that's just going to continue to creep its way into the southeast as we move along with the forecast. And looking at tonight's forecast, we have 80 degrees in New Orleans, staying a little bit warm, and 77 clear skies as you go more towards Dallas, and we're seeing clear skies in Phoenix over here, and we have that dry line, so we can expect less cloud cover more towards the west. We can expect more cloud cover more to our southeast over towards the Tallahassee area, New Orleans. We can expect a lot more clouds, potential showers there. And for tomorrow's forecast, we're going to be creeping into the upper 90s here in Tallahassee, and we're seeing some warm temperatures out towards the west. I'm now going to pass things off to Tyler.
Thanks, Zach. We're going to talk a little bit more about Florida now. Looking at our current conditions, it's in the lower 90s to upper 80s for most of Florida, but looking great in Fort Myers, 95 and sunny. Key West feeling even better at 87 and sunny. But relatively speaking, better is not that much better because it's very muggy all throughout Florida right now with those dew point temperatures in the mid 70s. A lot of this moisture being brought from the Gulf Coast, bringing breezy conditions for Florida, but muggy conditions as well. Most of our rain in Florida has moved off of the coast. There were some in Jacksonville here earlier on in the afternoon, but that's moved off the coastline, so pretty dry, or not dry, but no rain to speak of throughout most of Florida now. We see some cloud coverage here over Panama City, but once again, that rain's mostly moved out. Looking at tonight, we're expecting temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. Up in Destin, 81 tonight, pretty warm for nighttime temperatures. We see this rain finally moving off of the north side of Daytona Beach at around 5:30 today. Those temperatures also going to be in the mid to upper 70s, with the hot point being Tampa at 80 for tonight. Looking down in Miami, they didn't really see much rain at all throughout South Florida today. Most of it was situated northward, and tonight all throughout the southeast coastline, we're going to be in the mid 70s once again as well. Key West feeling great at 81 tonight. Very warm nighttime temperatures for all of Florida over the next 24 hours. Not expecting any rain during the morning, but as we move towards the later morning and early afternoon hours for Tallahassee, those pop-up showers will start to emerge. The rest of Florida not really going to experience much. Some to the west of Miami as well as south of Jacksonville, closer to Gainesville, but not as much rain as was experienced today. For tomorrow, going to be in the mid to lower 90s for most of the region. Key West being a little bit cooler at 88 degrees. And being a little bit warmer up in Tallahassee at 92, Jacksonville will be at 93, Gainesville, some thunderstorms possible, being at 93 as well. But Zach's going to give us a final look at our local forecast now.
Our almanac today shows that we hit a high here in Tallahassee around 93 degrees. We saw a low of 77 this morning, so we're looking above average, especially above that low. We're seeing above average by 7 degrees there. Nowhere near our record at 104 that was set in 1933. And our rainfall almanac today, they did not see any rain at the airport. Maybe a little bit of traces, but that is unusual for this time of year because we usually have those areas of thunderstorms in the afternoon that develop in the summertime, and we usually get about a quarter inch on today. And we're a little bit below average, about an inch below average for the month in rainfall there. Looking at our current conditions, we're seeing 91 degrees out there, mostly cloudy. Looking out at our Doak cam, we can see those clouds hanging around. It is a bit breezy out there, 17-mile-per-hour winds. Here's our satellite and radar. We saw some of those showers creep in this morning, but ever since those showers passed, we've been fairly clear. Mainly our showers have been staying to the north of us in the Georgia region. Valdosta seeing some showers, Dothan seeing some showers run through there as well. And our current conditions, we're seeing 91 here in Tallahassee, and for the most part we're seeing lower 90s to upper 80s, 88 in Quincy, 89 in Sumatra, and then down here towards the coast we're seeing 88 in Apalachicola. And our dew points, it's feeling a little bit muggy, uncomfortable dew points, a lot of moisture in the air. That moisture is flowing off the Gulf right now, so especially down towards those coastline cities. 79 dew point in Carabel, 79 in St. Mark's. Very uncomfortable temperatures there, especially with our high heat. As we said, we're seeing 91 here in Tallahassee. That does not feel good with a 71-degree dew point. And so as a result, we are seeing some of those feels like St. Mark's feeling like 106 degrees out there, and 102 here in Tallahassee. Valdosta is feeling a little bit better, but they do have that cloud cover because of that thunderstorm that's going through there right now. And our wind speeds, it is very breezy. 17-mile-per-hour winds here in Tallahassee, 20 in Quincy, 20 in Mariana. These are coming off the Gulf, and they're going more towards the northeast. And we said earlier, we have this dry line right here. We have all our high dew points over here, our low dew points over there, and then we have this front, but the front is not going to affect us too much because it's going to die out before it reaches down here. So it may try to push some of these showers to our north towards us tonight, but we won't be seeing too much from that as a result and into tomorrow. And over the next 24 hours, we have these showers trying to stay to the north of us. We may see a small splash, but other than that, we're going to be pretty cloudy. and you can always follow us on social media at FSU Weather, and you can catch us on YouTube as we broadcast live every day at 6:30. And from all of us here at FSU Weather, have a great evening.